Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
The Foreign Affairs Minister weighs in on the Trump administration's decision to end deportation protection for Haitians living in the U.S.
The leader of the PLP announces the Constitution Committee.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Juanitude. Topping news tonight, as the Minutes administration's December deadline for illegal migrants to get straight or get out looms, Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield expressed concern today that the Trump administration's decision to end provisional residency protection for 60,000 Haitian nationals will likely add to the already vexing illegal migration problem facing the Bahamas. Jasmine Brown reports.
The Foreign Affairs Minister says it's a no-brainer that the Bahamas will be impacted by the Trump administration's decision to end deportation protection for Haitian nationals.
We're still grappling with the issue of how do we curtail illegal landings in our border. It's been ongoing for more than 50 years now. I suspect personally that more Haitians displaced in Haiti or returned to Haiti will mean more challenges for us on the border, and it remains a viable option for them, and so it falls upon us to police our borders and to negotiate with the Haitian government as best we can to see how best we can ameliorate the circumstances in the future.
Yesterday, the Trump administration announced that it will give nearly 60,000 Haitians with provisional legal residency in that country 18 months to leave. The move follows a decision not to renew the temporary protected status that has allowed them to remain there for more than 7 years. According to a senior administration official, the decision came after the Department of Homeland Security determined that the conditions justifying their presence in the United States following a 2010 earthquake no longer exist. In the days following that earthquake under the former Ingram administration, the government released all Haitian detainees at the Carmichael Road Detention Center and granted them temporary status. The move was met by harsh criticism at the time. Today, Henfield said illegal migration is an issue that will continue to plague countries across the world, including nations as large as the United States.
Well, immigration is always a very emotive topic, which draws sentiments broadly from all strata of society. But my view is that governments act in the best interest, they think, of their people after viewing all the circumstances of the case. The issue of immigration is now being debated from the Bahamas to the United States to European countries which grapple with how do you deal with it. Invariably, no outcome will ever seem to please everyone concerned.
Given this latest development and many other issues that Henfield says needs to be addressed, the Minutes administration is looking to send a special envoy to Haiti by next year. The Foreign Affairs Minister says addressing the persistent problem is about more than just protecting the borders.
We will speak about the issue of immigration and the whole circumstances surrounding migration to the Bahamas. What we are seeing from Haiti are basically economic refugees, economic migrants seeking a better way of life. And so our approach must be, I think, more broad. It's not just about securing our borders, but it should also involve other aspects of commercial activity, maybe by Bahamians in Haiti. It should include what the Haitian government is expected to do as a country with whom we share borders.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Amid division within the Bahamas Christian Council over proposed law changes regarding citizenship, the Attorney General was less than friendly today as he was asked to respond to church leaders' accusations that the government is taking draconian actions. Bethel is expected to meet with members of the Christian Council to discuss government's proposed plans after initially insisting he would only answer one question on another issue. He gave this brief response.
I came to answer one question. I've answered that question. I have further consultations with the Christian Council tomorrow, and the government, through my office, will have a series of public meetings on this issue to consult with and hear the views of and to explain this issue further to the Bahamian people.
And that's just about all Bethel was prepared to say on that particular matter. When pressed further, he immediately shut down additional questions on the issue.
About the criticisms that are coming
Thank you very much for your time.
Back to that, this is the last question.
Yes,
In terms
yes.
of those
I said what I had to say, okay?
In an earlier interview this month, Bethel said the citizenship law changes would not offend the Constitution. Government will amend the law to ensure that all children born outside the Bahamas to Bahamian women automatically receive Bahamian citizenship. Government also intends to amend the law and allow children born to unmarried Bahamian men and foreign women an automatic right to Bahamian citizenship. Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernandez has come out against the decision, with the council's Vice President Archdeacon James Palacios publicly supporting it. 10 people at R. Bailey School have positive man-to skin tests for tuberculosis. That's the latest from Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands, who confirmed the numbers outside Cabinet this morning. According to Sands, 8 teachers and/or staff members and 2 students who tested positive were among the 400 people who were screened following a confirmed TB case in an 11th grade student earlier this month.
We still have a significant number of students to test and to finalize the reading of the skin tests on those that were screened after.
Testing at R. Bailey began on Friday, and classes at school have been canceled since Monday. Education Minister Jeff Lloyd says he met with school staff and officials yesterday. During that meeting, concerns were expressed by staff, and as a result, Lloyd says the ministry has decided to fully sanitize the school.
They want to be assured that the place is cleansed, deep cleaned, and sanitized. We are gathered in a meeting and agreed that Frank Hanna Cleaning Company would come in and do that deep cleaning and sanitization, and that the Department of Environmental Health would also assist in ensuring that the property, the entire property, is sanitized according to the satisfaction of the administrator and staff.
Lloyd says he expects that process will be completed sometime this week. Meanwhile, the Department of Health is also focusing on Eleuthera. Sands says 2,000 people were recently screened, and the number of confirmed cases has also risen on that island.
Now including those persons previously known to have positive tuberculin skin tests, and new cases 235.
The Carmichael Road Detention Center is another focus site. According to Sands, a foreigner who had lived at the center for a number of years tested positive for TB upon his release. Despite these latest cases, he says there is no cause for alarm.
No, there's no cause for alarm. The saying, the truth will set you free, okay? Bahamians are mature enough. I believe that once we take the time to educate them, a lot of this fear will fall away.
Following the party's devastating loss in the May 10th general election, Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Brave Davis has appointed a committee tasked with reviewing the recommendations for amending that party's constitution. Giorgio Bain tells us more.
Party leader Philip Brave Davis says the committee comes at a critical time for the party, having undergone a series of analytical reviews.
At critical junctures of our party's history, we have rebranded, retooled, and refreshed ourselves. The loss of May 10th and the subsequent National General Convention in October of this year present such opportunities. The party has undergone a series of analytical reviews. We hope to be able to share with the public some of these recommendations once our internal procedures are done. In the meantime, however, work has begun.
Chairman of the Constitution Committee of the Progressive Liberal Party, Raynard Rigby, says he's anxious to get to work to make those fundamental changes to the party's constitution that he believes they've strayed from.
It's going to be a process that is deep, that is thorough, that is embracing, and so that all voices in our party are heard.
Attorney Jacqueline Simmons will serve as deputy chairman. The committee itself is comprised of 20 persons. The task is to modernize the party's constitution while maintaining core objectives and making sure that the party is fully participatory, according to Davis. He gave the committee a deadline of June of next year.
The committee is a standing committee of the party, and it is tasked with the job of reviewing the recommendations for amending the Constitution and reporting back to the National General Council, and then for ratification either at the annual convention or a special convention that may be called for that purpose. I hope to get the recommendations for ratification by June 2018.
Davis says he is positive by the end of this exercise, the party will be in a position to erase the current cynicism of the Bahamian electorate.
I'm very confident about that. I think a perception out there is that the PLP had become over the years a sort of a closed shop. And I think the structure of the Constitution may have lent itself to that perception. And I think the first step of revisiting our constitutional mechanisms and structures to show that we'll become more inclusive, to be more responsive to a contemporary Bahamian electorate.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Georgia Bain.
And still to come on Our News, the life and legacy of Ronnie Butler remembered. So stay tuned.